What's up, guys? Welcome to Catch That Connor. I am Connor. Oh, another week, another shitty Apex card. God, my light is making me look super. I promise I'm not this pale. I'm very pale, but I'm not this pale. I'm like, whatever. Can't do anything about it. What was I saying? Another week, another shitty Apex card. Except this time, we have to question whether or not any of this is even real. Whether we're watching it with the whole gambling scandal going on in MMA right now. Well, mostly in the UFC. You know what I mean. Anyways, now I'm just gonna be watching these prelims and questioning myself whether this is just a fixed fight or not. I'm gonna be watching this whole goddamn card and asking myself whether it's a fixed fight or not. So that's great, but whatever. That's not gonna stop me from watching it beginning to end. Gonna tune in from the first prelim onward because that's just what I do, and I got shit else going on, so might as well. Anyways, like I was saying, Randy Brown versus Gabriel Bonfim going down this weekend at the Apex once again. Uh, Better fight night than last week's fight night, I will say, at least on paper. Some bigger names, guys that get a lot of finishes, a lot of underdogs that I like quite a bit on this card. If you're if you do bet, if you take part in the betting, which maybe you're probably pretty cautious of this week, just considering the whole thing going on with the gambling and the fixed fight situation. But nonetheless, there are some good dogs to bet on, and I'll give you some good picks if you are looking for some. Anyways, let's get into the full video then here, guys. Before we do that, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. I'd very much appreciate it. Doing a thumbs up. Can't really see it off camera. All right, let's get into it then, guys. Your first fight in the main event, your last fight, I should say, actually, in the main event. Randy Rude Boy Brown taking on Gabriel Bonfim. Gabriel Bonfim coming in at minus 180. Randy Rude Boy Brown coming in at plus 140. Interesting fight here. I remember Randy Brown calling out Gabriel Bonfim after his last win in the UFC. Not sure if this was necessarily a fight on Gabriel Bonfim's radar after the Stephen Wonderboy Thompson win. I'm sure he was kind of expecting someone higher up in the rankings. Randy Brown not even ranked, so Gabriel Bonfim getting punished for that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight, which I still can't remember what we all hated him for after that fight. I think we were just mad that he beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, or maybe he like made it boring or something like that. I still can't remember. If you remember, put it in the comments below. I should remember. It wasn't all that long ago. But like I keep saying, smoke way too much weed for all that. Anyways, Gabriel Bonfim, Randy Brown. Should be a pretty excellent fight, actually. Gabriel Bonfim, like I was saying, coming off that win over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson on a 3-fight win streak himself in the UFC. Pretty much known as a finisher, like got a ton of finishes on his record. Wasn't able to finish Wonderboy Thompson. So I think that's kind of giving the fans a little pushback, if you want to call it that. I don't know why this guy isn't necessarily getting over with the fans, but he's not. He's kind of becoming a villain of sorts. I forget what they call it in like WWE terms. The heel. That's it. He's kind of becoming a bit of a heel. Gabriel Bonfim. I'm not really entirely sure why. He is a pretty exciting fighter. I mean, he gets a lot of finishes, fights somewhat aggressively. I think it just is that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight. Like I was saying, 3-fight win streak in the UFC now. His only loss is still that loss to Nicholas Dolby, in which he took on Nicholas Dolby in his hometown, home country, somewhere in Brazil. And you just don't do that with Nicholas Dolby. Nicholas Dolby goes to your home country, you're fucked. He is on one anytime he's on in someone else's home country. That beating Nicholas Dolby. And then I mean, speaking of Nicholas Dolby, Randy Rude Boys Brown last win. I don't know why I keep calling him by his nickname. Randy Brown's last win in the UFC is Nicholas Dolby, which he had an incredible knockout over Nicholas Dolby, who's been known to have an iron chin and a very hard guy to finish. So Randy Brown got that power in his hands, finding it later in his career more and more. His striking has really come together as of late. Kinda, I don't want to say it's like the last chance, but it kind of is the last chance for Randy Brown here to really make a name for himself and really start cracking into these rankings and start getting these big main event spots, start getting these big name fights. Because he's 35 now. This is 20th UFC fight, and been in the UFC for a long time now. Kind of just been one of those guys where I think we've all just been waiting. Like, when the hell is Randy Brown going to crack into the rankings? When are we going to see him fight all these big guys? When are we going to see him get into potential title shot talks? And this is it. This is your time, Randy Brown. So you got to make the most of it. Like I was saying, coming off the win over Nicholas Dolby. Before that, was coming off that close split decision loss to Brian Battle, who is no longer in the UFC. And then before that, his last loss was to Jack Della Maddalena, which isn't a bad loss considering he's now the champ. So, Randy Brown. Who am I picking in this fight? I am leaning towards Randy Brown here. I think he's gonna be able to get it done. I think Gabriel Bonfim's gonna have trouble getting the fight to the ground. Randy Brown very well rounded, has a good wrestling pedigree as well. Good jiu-jitsu, good submission. So I think Gabriel Bonfim's gonna have a tough time getting it to the ground. And with how sharp Randy Brown's striking has looked as of late, I think I'm looking at like a Randy Brown TKO round 4. That would be my official guess. I think he's gonna be able to put it on him in certain rounds. I think it's gonna be a very entertaining fight for however long it lasts. But I think at some point Randy Brown's gonna be a bit too much for him. Start wearing down Gabriel Bonfim and then get a late finish, 4th or 5th round. I'll go Randy Brown TKO round 4 for my official pick. In your co-main event, Matt Schnell taking on Joseph Morales. Joseph Morales coming in at minus 390. Matt Schnell coming in at a plus 280. I don't know why the fuck this is the co-main. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Matt Schnell. Matt Shell. Schnell. Isn't it Schnell? Did I write that wrong? Why did I write Shell? Whatever. Matt Schnell coming off the win over Jimmy Flick. Before that, he was on a 3-fight losing streak, so was on the verge of getting cut if he didn't win that last fight. And a very entertaining flyweight. I mean, Matt Schnell comes to fight, comes to bang, killer be killed type of guy. And this should make for a very entertaining fight. I just still don't understand why it's the co-main event when you have fights like Ricky Simone and Ronnie Barcelos, which could have easily been the co-main. There's even some other ones that I'm shocked are in the prelims. Miles John's on the prelims. A couple other ones on there where I'm like, why the fuck is that on the prelims and not on the main card? Joseph Morales coming off the win over, what was this guy's name? Elba something? Idris Elba? Not Idris Elba, that's an actor. Something like that. It was for the Ultimate Fighter winner, the Ultimate Fighter final, and Joseph Morales won that. And I'm pretty sure he was a big underdog in this fight, and came out, did the damn thing, looked very good from what I remember. This was on that Chicago card, so good for him getting another fight in 2025. I'm picking Joseph Morales. Just the momentum is just in his favor. Match now kind of seems a little bit washed, a little bit past his prime here, but we'll see. Match now, maybe he could pull it out, keep his job. I'd imagine his job is probably once again on the line, but you never know. We'll see. In your next fight, Muslim Savikov taking on Euros Medic. Euros Medic coming in at minus 140. Muslim Savikov coming in at plus 180. Muslim Salikov having a resurgence here at 41 years old, which is crazy. Coming off that win over Carlos Leal from earlier this year, in which he looked spectacular in that fight. He was a huge underdog in this fight as well. Carlos Leal looks pretty good, and I think a lot of us were just expecting Muslim Salikov, being that he's 41, to look his age, and he certainly did not, because he got Carlos Leal out of there. He's also coming off that big spinning wheel kick from the fight before that, so having a good resurgence in his career right now. And yeah, now's definitely the time to do it. Get as much money as you can, because you can't have many fights left at 41. Euros Medic coming off a TKO win in his own right, kind of been up down in his UFC career thus far. Has never been to the judges' scorecards, so this fight should end in a finish. I'm leaning towards Salikov, who's actually an underdog here. I think that's actually a solid pick. I think two kickboxers, and I think Salikov is going to be the better kickboxer and eventually get Medic out of there. I'll go Salikov TKO round 2. That'd be my official pick, but not super confident on that one. Could definitely see a world where Medic is able to get Salikov out of there and he gets a knockout in his own right, but we shall see. I will pick Salikov on that one. In your next fight, Ishmael Bonfim taking on Chris Hadia, I believe is how you pronounce the name. Bonfim coming in at a minus 205. Him and his brother, both favorites on the card. I like when they get the siblings on the same card. Chris Hadia coming in at plus 184. Islam Bonfim coming off that loss over Nazim. How do you pronounce that guy's last name? I can never remember. Nazim, the good Nazim, who's fighting in December. He's coming off a loss to him, and that guy's very good. So no real shame in losing that. Of course, Ishmael Bonfim, probably best known for that beautiful flying knee over Terrence McKinney from a few years back, in which he put Terrence McKinney out cold. Chris Padel, I already forgot how to say it. is coming off win, and he is on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC right now. He's coming off that win over Jai Herbert, and has looked pretty good thus far. I always remember him as that guy. He landed that brutal elbow on this Asian guy, and this was that one where this guy thought he got poked. I forget the fighter's name. Excuse me. Thought he got poked in the eye, and he started backing up, complaining to the ref, saying that he got poked, but he didn't because he got elbowed square in the eye. Ended up breaking his orbital. And yeah, that's always how I remember him. I'll go Ishmael Bonfim, one of the Bonfim brothers. Got to get it down on this card, so I'll go Bonfim. Probably by TKO. That guy's normally a finisher, so I'll go TKO round 2 for Bonfim. In your last fight on the main card, Marco Tulio taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. This is an awesome fight. Marco Tulio on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. Looks very good thus far. Looks like a good prospect in this middleweight division. Same thing can be said about Christian Leroy Duncan as well. Christian Leroy Duncan coming off the win over Eric Anders, which he landed a spinning elbow and knocked him down. Little ground and pound after the spinning elbow, but kind of a spinning elbow knockout in the year of spinning elbow knockouts, which is very cool for Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian Leroy Duncan, very entertaining fighter, very flashy on the feet. Got that Taekwondo style. Throws a lot of spin and shit, which I like quite a bit. Another dog that I'm picking here, Christian Leroy Duncan. I'm gonna go with him by decision. I think this fight's gonna remain on the feet, and he's just gonna be the better kickboxer here, and he's gonna outpoint Marco Tulio and win a decision. So I'll go Christian Leroy Duncan by decision. Ricky Simone versus Ronnie Barcelos is not on the main card, and I'm just flabbergasted that it's not on the main card. If you want to hear me talk more about this fight, you can go watch my most anticipated fights for the month of November video, which is on my channel. And yeah, I talk more about this fight there because that's on the list. And yeah, I'm just blown away they didn't put this fight on the main card because it's an awesome fight. I'll be picking Ricky Simone, who I'm not sure what the odds are in that one exactly, but he might be another dog. So there's another dog for you if you're looking for one. Here go my picks for the whole card. Picks are in green. Losers are in red. I also have the method of which I think they will win in parentheses there. This is for my betting fans out there. So if you want to copy any of my picks, go for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not too much to say on this card. Not the best card in the world, but I'll damn sure be watching it. Next week, though, the MSG card, UFC, what is it, 322, 323, something like that. Maybe 320. Oh, yeah, I think it's 322. Yeah. Islam Makhachev, Jack Della Menelena next week. Can't wait for that card. Gonna be pumping out a couple of videos next week for that. So be on the lookout for those. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Please remember to subscribe and all that. And I'll see you in the next one.